Alright, got me my glass of water. Took a while, though.
Woo, excellent. Was it like a giant glass? Did you have to leave the faucet on for a while?
It's a giant glass, and like, I spilled water running up the stairs.
That's water, it'll
So
dry.
so I had to go back down and clean it up.
Oh. Did you know that if you take a gallon jug and you cut off the top triangular part, you just have a giant plastic cup that's kind of crappy?
Yeah, my one of my friends actually does that. He has like you know those like small chocolate milk jugs.
Yeah.
Every day he drinks about close to 8 gallons of water.
Damn! Is he like a swimmer? Does he run? Does he have like a...
He's like the most athletic guy in the year younger from me. So
Man.
I'm just like, damn.
I couldn't. My kidneys... what if he has... He probably has like a third kidney and doesn't know it.
No, like, the funny thing was, there's like the ceremony that we do for sports and stuff.
Yep.
And he did a 5K run before the ceremony. And I was just
Wow.
like, what the heck? I was surprised.
That's crazy, man. I wish... We need to get like Team Fit going in Dominion community.
Team fitness.
Yeah.
Next team to win first place.
We should all be like workout buddies. That's what we should do. We should all get Skype on our phones, and then just like have like a designated times a week where we just all get on Skype on our phones. We put our phones on speaker, and then we just like work out and talk to people while we work out. It's like doing gym stuff and working out is way more fun when you have other people. That's why if anyone wants to start going to a gym ever, get a gym buddy. Like that's the best way to do it. All right,
Yeah.
we are at the loading screen now. Let me click on over to that. No, I clicked the wrong one. Okay, there we go. Let's rename this to Champ Select so that I don't get it wrong again. Okay, there we go. Champ Select.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, did you get the chat bans by any chance? Because
yeah, I have them. I posted them in the chat over there. Yeah, Teemo, Pantheon, Wukong, and Brand are the extra bans.
Yeah. So with those bans, Teemo is really annoying. Like, in my opinion, Teemo's just annoying to deal with. Honestly, provides vision, has that blind as well, and then Pantheon, Wukong, they're great burst cast AD casters in a way. Plus, Pantheon just like scales really well once he gets going with armor pen, as well as Wukong. Plus, Brand is an amazing mage, a lot of AP burst damage, and like, I forgot the combo, but it was like with Jarvan and Annie. If they're all
Yeah,
on
the toaster oven and the
There
brick
you go.
oven. Yeah.
There you go. Like, you just combine them, boom. It's like you're like burning for them. But yeah, we do see the bans coming out right now, and we do see a Zyra and Vi coming out from blue team. Zyra has a lot of knockup ability, as well as a lot of burst. Plus, her plants provide vision, as well as can stop caps really from far away ranges. Vi has that knockup, as well as has what's that word again? Her passive gives that shield, and she can pretty much deal a lot of damage and burst someone down at the same time.
Excellent. So, assuming nothing goes crazy with this game, we will actually tie up the players and casters versus the client war. Currently, the client is winning at 2-1, and we can tie that up to 2-2 if nothing goes wrong when we get through this game. So, seeing the first pick, it is going to be an Urgot, and Half-Hard loves that top lane Urgot. Man, he's been playing it since Urgot hasn't been getting banned as much. Does a lot of damage with it. Seems to be doing a good job. It's a pretty nice thing to have handy. That's another, it's another good champ that you can try out if you want to play some Dominion. Over on the other side, we're seeing Soaked and Viper. Is that?
Yeah.
I can't actually see because my TV screen's a little weird.
Yeah, it's Viper. It's a dotless eye.
Okay, what?
Yeah.
A dotless eye?
Yeah, dotless eye.
How do you even make that symbol?
Some command with alt. Like, you know how you can type with the French accents?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's things like that for dotless eyes. I think it's for Swedish. I'm not sure.
It's definitely not for Swedish.
Okay, never mind. I guess Swedish because it was the first thing, because I know you've been practicing Swedish.
Yeah, Swedish uses the A with the circle over it. I can't remember what it's called. It has an A and an O with umlauts on it, and really rarely it has an E with like the line, like the E from Pokemon. But it doesn't have... Man, a dotless I, that's the most scary letter I've ever heard of. Like, if I was reading and I saw that, I just would not know what to do. I'd be like, is that like a... what? My brain would off. So they got Karma, Viper picking up Karma for the team. They have soaked with the Maokai there. Maokai's a really durable character. We've seen a lot of him in this competition. And it's just difficult to unseat him from points, so if you can, it's best to fight him not anywhere near a point at all. You want to drag him into the jungle, you want to get him to throw down an Adventure Maelstrom, then you want to walk away from that fight and get the Maelstrom to be popped, and then engage him. Well, he doesn't have that available. Karma does a lot of damage. Crowd control's pretty nice. It's all a good thing to have. Over the other side, we are seeing Nocturne and Jarvan the Fourth. Nocturne probably going to be traded down to Ro4 to be used in the bottom lane, as Ro4 does a lot of bottom lane Nocturne kind of things. And J4 with his just J4 through the wall, J4, J4, J4. You can replace every one of J4's abilities with the word J4, and that pretty much sums up his character. J4 is just going to J4 onto the team, and then J4 out, and then J4, J4, J4. But really, it's just the crowd control that he brings and the damage that he can deal is really, really good. Now we're seeing... This is really interesting. We're seeing a Volibear and an Alistar highlight. And before they lock those in, I want to remind you guys that Infamous Gaming, last week, they came and competed. A lot of Diamond 1 SR players. They did a great job. And they're back in this week. So it's really nice to see these guys here 2 weeks in a row. It's very cool they're coming out and competing. And hopefully they'll put on a good show for us again, because they do great against the non-top 4 teams. But I don't think they've beaten one of the top 4 teams yet. So... hopefully this will be their game.
Yeah, and right now they're highlighting Volibear and Kayle, and it seems like both are going to be locked in. And Volibear, I do not know that much about him. All I know is that he gains movement speed with his Q for his flip, and then he also can be a strong tank. And plus, with that healing debuff removed, his passive, combined that with a Spirit Visage, maybe some health, he's going to be healing for a lot. And with a Kayle as well, Kayle's just going to give him a lot of movement speed with that W, Divine Blessing, as well as deal a ton of burst damage with her Reckoning and Reckless Swing.
Kayle is a champion who gets absolutely horrifying late game, by the way. Zalcloss plays some Kayle, and BB plays some Kayle. There's a lot of good Kayle players out there in the community. And she's a nightmare, unfortunately, to deal with. Early on, she's very, very squishy and fragile. Vinitrator in the chat asks, why is there extra bans? Well, there's a command there in the chat that explains that, but also for the sake of it being in the VOD, at least once this tournament, there are 5 bans per team. The 2 extra ones are done in the pregame lobby. That way, Dominion isn't balanced as actively as Summoner's Rift is, because Riot puts a lot of focus on their main game, and they put on a great show there with LCS. But over here, we don't quite get as much attention because the development team for Dominion is smaller. So some things kind of get by us. And as a result, there's a couple champions that are a little bit ridiculous, so we expanded the bans. At the time of the decision, there was about 107 champions or something, so we said 10% of all champs, 10 bans, let's do it.
Seems about right.
J4, we were talking about him for a moment. We just basically said J4 a lot.
Yep. And
it is the Portuguese for tractor. Wow, that's cool. I would not have guessed that.
Is it actually?
Sounds fair enough. I mean, some people put, words from other languages in their names.
Yeah,
so.
Mine.
what is Gigibae?
If I tell you, it's... Oh, God.
It'll ruin it forever. Wait, let's just have people try to figure it out. Someone's gonna sit there with Google Translate and go through all of the countries.
Actually, I think some people know. And I was playing some Summoner's Rift, and some people were actually able to translate it because there's 2 ways of spelling it.
Oh, it's one of those complicated ones.
It's there's like 2 different meanings to it. It's just 1 letter changes it. But we do see LeBlanc and Amumu actually locked in, and LeBlanc on generic. Generic plays a really mean LeBlanc. I mean, generic
His
on LeBlanc.
LeBlanc, man, it's okay. If you don't know how to play LeBlanc, there's a website where you can find an amazing LeBlanc guide called lolpro.com. You have to go to the pro guide section of their site and then filter by Dominion, and then you'll read through for a little bit, and then you will find Generic's LeBlanc guide, and that guide is amazing. A little bit outdated because of some of the item changes and things like that, but if you want basic gameplay information on how to play LeBlanc, man, it's awesome because Generic did a really good job authoring that. He's a great LeBlanc player. And let's take the blossers off. I expect him to put some serious hurt on Kayle, because Kayle is extremely fragile. It's going to be like, his LeBlanc is better than Faker's? Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Like
100%.
Yeah, like it's not even close.
If we were to take Faker's LeBlanc in Dominion versus Generic's LeBlanc, Generic.
Yeah.
Hands down, Generic.
Generic would 1v1 him. He would 1v1 him so hard he'd end up in Dota. Like, that's how owned he would get, man.
Only Hotshot has the better LeBlanc.
Dude, man, Hotshot played some great games the other day, man.
Yeah,
that was actually really refreshing to see.
His Nidalee. The king is back.
Did you see the little comic? Like the Lord of the Rings comic with that?
That was so good!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. I love that comic. Matt.com, he's just... Ah, man, he's so good with those comics.
If someone wants to link that guide, it's Shwana asking for it in the chat. That'd be really nice of you. We're seeing Riven over on the other side, and Karma, I think, are the only 2 that we didn't talk about. Volibear as a tank is a little underwhelming sometimes because he doesn't have a lot of CC ability. He has the 1 flip, that's about it. He does do quite a bit of damage, though. If he's actually able to sit and swing on people because of his bite, like, Volibear can really, like, rip somebody up if he gets to hang around in DPS for a little bit. But it sort of takes time to build up to that because he has to get the swings in before he can use the bite. And he has to get the swings in up his attack speed, too, on top of that. So it's a little bit of time for him to ramp up before he starts wrecking things. Riven has been changed recently in a couple of ways, so it's going to be interesting to see how she functions now. And also, they changed Barrier again. I'm glad we get to see this for a few seconds, because I'll put it on the stream for you. What's going on here? They took away my colors. Where are my colors? I want my purple back. Barrier used to look really cool. And now it's just another gold-colored... Look, it's... What is this? Well, why do you do this to me, art department?
Have you seen Ghost?
Oh, I was really hoping we'd cast a game with Ghost so I could put that on the screen.
Oh,
but it's the like super stretched out Fantastic Four leg.
It is. I was like, what?
All right. Hit the loading screen here in just a moment. We can go into this next game. Let's see. Revive into Mordor? What? What does that even go to?
Where?
Oh, is that XD because you feel bad that you're using Ghost? Because there's better spells than Ghost, man. But if it works for you, you know, that's all right. Just consider learning some more spells in the future, NASCAR fan 38124. But thank you for competing in the event. It's nice to have more competitors out. You show up and run Ghost as much as you want. That's fine. You can show up and run like Heal Barrier. I will not mind. I like people that come out and play. So thanks for playing the tournament today, man. That's really cool of you to stop by. But I still agree with Fancy Wolf. There's... Yeah. I'll talk, since we went on a little bit of a tangent about it. Here's what's going on with Ghost. Ghost is a spell that only affects yourself, and Revive's move speed is higher anyway.
No, that's true.
So, with Ghost, Ghost affects you, and only you. Exhaust and Ignite affect all of the enemies, and potentially your allies as well.
Like, it affects everyone.
They're so brutally powerful, man. And
Ghost is a selfish spell.
there are a couple arguments for Ghost on a couple specific champions. Olaf with Ghost can be awesome because Ghost Ragnarok and you just dive straight through to that carry. That's a pretty solid use for Ghost. Extreme mobility champions. Rammus. Like
Hecarim.
Rammus Ghost, Hecarim Ghost sometimes, yeah, sure. And let's see, who else just has ridiculous speed?
I think that's it.
That's pretty much those two, yeah. A tanky character that you can get to the fight quicker, sure. But you still want to be running Revive with them. And even then, there's still an argument. It's like, well, you know, you could just run Garrison instead, but if you're getting into a lot of engagements in the middle, there's not really a defensive summoner spell in the game. There's Exhaust, which affects one person, and that's really kind of all you have going for you. But, yeah, Ghost is solid on a couple of champions. More so, if you're going to run Ghost, you want to run it on someone who already has some sort of built-in movement speed increase. And if there's someone that you want to use as a gap closer with, if it's a bursty champion, you'd rather take Flash. But if it's a sustained damage champion, like let's say Renekton or Nasus, then yeah, you can consider doing it. But it's still not as powerful as the other ones. It might fit your certain style of play, though, in which case, yeah, man, if it works for you, go ahead and do it. Just be aware of what the other options are and what the strengths and weaknesses of each one are. That's Ghost. I'm going to intro these two teams real quick since we got way behind. Clueless on the left-hand side. Half-Hearted Urgot, Bibipopamumu, a Parkhurst-Jarvan, Generic LeBlanc, and Ro4 Nocturne. And I'm one half your commentators. I'm Gigibae, and casting with me is... Roll with it. And casting with Gigibae is...
I'm Gandair, and we got Infamous Gaming. We got Soaked on Maokai, Viper on Kayle, Artstyle on Volibear, The Reborn on Riven, and Kha'Zix on Karma.
Excellent. It's very awesome to be able to cast with you, Gandair. Thank you for filling in for Rheingold River today because her computer peed the carpet. So
no problem, Gigibae. You've been doing an amazing job so far.
Thank you. We got the first fight of the game coming out here. Riven sticking her head out very, very quickly. The Reborn taking quite a bit of damage there. Getting mixed up with Generic's LeBlanc. Able to put her down at low health. And Karma! Kha'Zix also almost able to take her down there.
Oh, nice bandage toss from Bibipop. And Bibipop now caught in the middle of the fray. And it's just going to be constant fighting back and forth. But the Reborn's getting low. Double kill onto Urgot. And Artstyle does pick up the kill onto Generic on LeBlanc. Artstyle now being the focus was ignited, but now pops the passive, and that ignite would have come in handy during that passive time, because he's healing for a lot. But meanwhile, Karma and Urgot going at it, Half-Hearted gets another kill. That's an unofficial triple kill right there. But Artstyle, you walked in too close and get taken down by Bibipop. But here they come with the revives. The Reborn gets snared down, gets chained up. Oh man, barrier being popped, and Half-Hearted just is dealing a lot of damage with Generic as well. It's just they ran
out of some momentum there a little bit, it looks like. I mean, they had a really good fight up there at the top, and then things kind of got pushed out. And it just looks like the enemy got a little bit too far away from them to continue things. Generic getting beaten up on the point, though, tries to distortion out, but Kha'Zix walking forward as he had the snare active was able to still land it on LeBlanc because of him moving to let the tether out further in front of him when that landed. Parker's J4 doesn't quite connect. Was going through, wanted to tag him with that Aegis and give Half-Hearted an opportunity to catch up because it's slow, but just was not quite able to get it, unfortunately. Reborn going for the Storm Shield in the middle of the map is going to be able to secure it just fine.
Yeah. Now, meanwhile at the bot lane, Ro4 is actually pushing really hard onto Viper. He now does have this chance to back, and this is going to be an advantage for Ro4 down at the bot lane, because Viper now is going to take longer and does not know if Nocturne did go back or not, so he's going to be down in items. Meanwhile, up at the top, we do see that Purple Team is setting up. They're trying to see if they can pick someone off, but we do see Half-Hearted picking up that Storm Shield. Once he has that Storm Shield, he's going to be dealing a lot of damage. He's practically going to melt both Karma and Riven down, even though Riven has that Storm Shield.
He's also a much better delivery method for the Storm Shield than Riven is, because Riven has to get in very close. You see her actually retreating rather than trying to get into a fight to use that. Now, the enemy team gets really far away from Half-Heart in the process, so it's taken a while for him to catch up and be able to deliver his damage. But he picks off Reborn right away, switches his attention over to Volibear after that. Looks like position swap on Karma, kicking her over to LeBlanc there, but it looks like LeBlanc didn't quite have her cooldowns up for her to be able to eat Karma when she got dropped off right in front of her like that. Just, whoa, there's a Karma in front of me, but she couldn't quite do anything with it. And then Nocturne from the bottom part of the map, ultimate, carrying him all the way up to the top with the Paranoia, engaging in on Art Style there. And Art Style taking a lot of damage, really durable volley going on right now.
Wow, Generic just using the distortion to get out of these tricky situations. Amazing distortion plays coming in from him. Nice chain onto Soak. Soak has no mana. A Parkers could turn this into a kill with Half-Hearted. Half-Hearted now here. He is getting that slow. He's applying all the Q damage. Does pick up the kill onto Soak. Meanwhile, down at the bot, having Nocturne roam all the way up, it was an amazing play and team coordination that BB Pop was able to come to the bot and actually hold this point from Kayle. Because in that time frame, if BB Pop instead had ran top, Kayle could have probably neutraled this point and may potentially could have taken it.
And what happened there was, since BB had died very early on in the fight, Ro4 looks at his timer and is like, oh, well, I can leave and go to top, even though I only have rank 1 Paranoia. Its range is really short, but I have enough time to walk there. When Kayle gets over to my tower, BB Pop will be up, and I can have him go down there and break, and the entire extra 10 seconds that it can actually be a 4v4 instead of a 3v4 is going to be beneficial to the team.
Yeah, meanwhile, we do see a fight.
Oh, nice bandage toss.
Intervention does go off, and we do see Art Style and Soak. They're trying to soak up the damage. Parkers gets taken down pretty low. Gets bitten, though, by Art Style. BB Pop now being the focus. Double kill onto Art Style. Half-Hearted now is the focus. It gets ignited. Does go down to that ignite from Karma. Yep, it was from Karma. And now Soaked and Karma were just zoning out Generic. Generic knows when to go in and when to not. Because LeBlanc, once she distortions in, Maokai could just easily snare her up and hold her back in place, even if she distorts back. But meanwhile, at the bot, Ro4 is just pushing really hard, and we do see Generic coming up. Does use a Mimic with the Sigil of Silence. Does pop the ult from Reborn, but does get taken down. Nice double kill. Reborn just showing some Riven mechanics right there. Amazing double kill. Even though it was under the point, and Generic and Ro4 did deal enough damage to get Riven that low, Riven was able to pop that Valor as well as the Blade of Exile and pick up the double kill. A really nice play coming in from purple side.
Yeah, Riven did an excellent job down there. That was just really nice to be able to see. Middle of the map, however, Half-Heart doing a good job at hanging back, and has to because of how low his health is. He has to stay away from Karma, too, because Karma firing a shot at him could take him out if it is a Mantrid Interflame. Half-Heart even picked up the double kill, down but not out. ADC's being able to hang out that way. Very useful. Ooh, nice lockdown on Kha'Zix, even with the Storm Shield. Looks like he might be defeated here. Sigil tags him. LeBlanc not able to follow up with anything. BB staying taped to Karma's skirt. Lands the bandage toss, gets another tantrum in, but he's out of mana for Tears, and Nocturne from the bottom, picking it up with a Dustbringer. If you are ever fighting against Ro4 and you wander anywhere near the bottom lane, keep in mind, he's like a shark. He will come up and fight you. Gotta be careful of that.
Yeah, and I just noticed, Half-Hearted was actually getting kills faster than the minutes. At 7 minutes something, he was already at 8 kills, so he's scoring pretty fast. But meanwhile, we do see the fight. Point's gonna be neutralized. Intervention popped onto Art Style. Art Style is doing his best, but he is being the focus. I'm not sure why he would focus the Volibear right now. I would focus the Kayle. Kayle is pretty low, but does get taken down.
And they were able to drive Volley out of the fight, but that is damage that could have been thrown on Kayle. I'm not sure what they were anticipating there. It seems like it still turned out okay for their team, however. Oh, dear. There's that inner flame I was talking about a moment ago.
Oh, nice inner flame coming in from Kha'Zix on that Karma. Just using it and picks up the kill onto Half-Hearted. And it wasn't a shutdown. I'm not so sure. Was it?
I didn't actually get to see I was too busy watching like minimap and looking at other stuff.
Yeah, it was. She did get a shutdown on Kha'Zix on Half-Hearted Spree.
Okay, so Infamous Gaming only down by about 80 right now, which against Clueless, that's pretty respectable for 9 minutes into the game when they've won games in less time than that before. Going for a push up here at the top. BB Pop does... Cataclysm is down, but there's no curse... No, Cataclysm is up, excuse me. It just came off cooldown a moment ago, so he has that available if he decides to throw it down. But where? On Volibear and trapped Kayle with it as well. Now, BB doesn't have his ultimate available. It was a couple of seconds away, so he didn't have it in that fight. Fortunately for them, they didn't need it, though. Nice Cataclysm, picked up Kayle immediately there. It was very, very helpful. And now Soaked by himself, Maokai just has to kind of hang out and wait for his team. Which, of all champions that are in a position like that, Maokai is one of the better ones at being able to do it. As a result of that, Clueless is going to take that opportunity. See, we can't really make a push here because of Maokai. In the time it takes us to kill him and get low in the process while we're killing him, his allies are just going to come back and sweep us right off the drill. Let's leave one person out, let's go for a recall, and let's position swap Reborn right into the fight.
That was an amazing position swap. Oh, Amumu.
He's looking for it. Yeah, he's looking for it.
He wants to.
Got him. 3 people right there. J4 with the airborne.
Reborn now being the focus. Soaked is pretty low, but he's going to try and heal up with that passive of his. But no, he does get taken down. So does Riven. Gets the shutdown. Kha'Zix scores the shutdown onto a Parker's Jarvan. Meanwhile, Kayle does get taken down by LeBlanc, and Generic is does not connect
the
with that
ethereal chains doesn't land. If that chains land, it might have taken down Karma there. But that setup for that fight was just freaking beautiful. The way Half-Hearted just yanked Karma right into the middle of that. And BB just sat there and he waited. He walked into the bushes 3 separate times before he dropped that ultimate in order to make sure he caught the max amount of people with it.
Uh-oh. Generic getting caught up. Does use a Mimic Distortion. Does not have that Distortion available and gets taken down.
Yeah.
Tried to pick up the kill onto Kha'Zix, but did not land the chain and was punished for his mistake right there. But meanwhile, down at the bot, we do see actually... If I can actually scroll there because my mouse doesn't seem to be working. Alright,
oh
there
dear.
we go. Alright, should be fine now. There we go. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, Reborn was chased away from the bottom down there.
Yeah, BB Pop and Ro4 were setting up. But meanwhile, down at the mid, we see Half-Hearted and Arts meeting up with Artstyle and Soaked. BB Pop joins in onto the fight. Meanwhile, Parkers and Generic were able to take down Karma, but we do see that Viper is just dealing a lot of damage with that Reckoning plus the Reckless Righteous Fury. If Kayle is able to ramp up a bit more AP, she could be potentially one-shotting Generic, like 3-shot Generic with a Q and a couple swings of E, and possibly 4 to 5-shot, I'm guessing Half-Hearted.
She can kill, she could kill LeBlanc in 3 if she finishes that Wooglets and gets like a BFT or something like that. 3 swings, easy. Reckoning and then 2 autos with Righteous Fury up would do it. Half-Hearted probably take about 6. Maybe only 5, depends on Terra Capacitor. But BB Pop, low on mana, can't contribute a lot to this fight. Nocturne using his paranoia to get down on the Reborn in the bottom lane. Tags him with the Fear, though. And looks like he may be able to chase Reborn away from this tower. And is going to be able to do so. Is he going to secure this kill, though? We will find out. Tags him with the Fear once again. Riven not able to leash it at the last second and is picked up. So Ro4 can go back and get that tower at the top. They had successfully managed to retreat from there. And a couple people lived, but a couple people died. Enemy team, Infamous Gaming, now in control of this top point. And have a couple people recalling. It's going to be Kayle and Volibear going to be the first ones up there to the top. BB and Half-Hearted are on their way. And is Kayle going to have enough damage to fight this? Looks like they're going to hang out for a second. They're probably going to wait for their team before they go for this engagement. Looks like that's what they're gearing up to do.
Yeah, and they're just waiting around. Right now, I think I wouldn't be waiting around on point. I would actually try and be in the jungle area to try and see if you can pick off someone. Just like what Clueless is doing right now. You see how Kha'Zix and Soaked were forced to run, and right now, Soaked walking into a bad situation. It's taken down below half. Parker's is bursting him down. Meanwhile, Artstyle is now the focus from Clueless, and Soaked pretty low, but Curse of the Sad Mummy nicely lands onto 4 people. Intervention used onto Soak. Nice position reverser, but does not switch completely, but does pick up the resistance, but a 3 for 1.
3 for 1, pretty nice exchange, and only LeBlanc left alive. Yeah. And she, oh dear, she went for Kayle and not quite able to get it. He tried real hard for that too.
A nice knock-off from Artstyle right there, just to stop Generic's Mimic Distortion, I believe.
They may yet pick that up though, because it did stop Kayle from recalling, and Generic, Viper just wanted to get out of there, because if he had stayed to keep swinging on Gen, he would have killed Gen for sure. But running out, I mean, that's the fastest way he had to any kind of escape, and he tried, but it didn't work out against 3 people. Now we have Volley and Mao heading on down the lower part of the map.
I think they're gonna try and see if they can set up a gang onto Ro4. But Ro4 does see this. He's gonna make the call. Yeah, he's making the call, I think, to the team. So they know that it's a 4v2 at top. Kha'Zix just got the message to back out, but I think it was a bit too late. He gets bursted down completely. BB Pop picks up the kill, and Viper now forced onto the point, and I'm not so sure. Intervention does get used, but it's not going to be enough. Viper is going to go down. Great team play coming in from blue team. Meanwhile, we do see Artstyle actually trying to backcap.
And Artstyle is going to be intercepted by Ro4's Nocturne while that is going on. Now, Nocturne, looking at the items that he currently has, can do a lot of damage, but Volibear is a pretty durable champion. With that Warden's Mail Sunfire, it doesn't threaten him too much. I guess over the course of a fight, Ro4 may be able to take him out because of the health regen and the lifesteal from the Ravenous Hydra, but it's going to be a lot better with help from BB.
Yeah. They're going to pick up the kill, as well as Purple Team, they're going to recap their midpoint, so they're going to leave Blue Side's bot back, give it probably back to them, and probably regroup and try to set up to cap the top point. But I just took a look at the score, and Half-Hearted was scoring a kill each minute.
LeBlanc just got an extremely clean kill against Reborn's Riven. That was very, very well executed by LeBlanc. I want to make a gif of that. That was so nice.
Oh,
down here.
Lands onto a Parker's.
We have a Parker's.
Oh, will he actually go down? Oh, yeah, there he is.
They're gonna get him. I thought he might have a chance of escaping there for a minute. I just couldn't quite tell. Nocturne's going to be back at his tower in time to take care of things there, so there's no threat. Up at the top, Half-Hard just narrowly able to take care of Maokai along with the help of BB Pop. He just barely survived it, which is good because he could go for a recall here. I don't know how safe it would be, though, or if he's just going to pick up the health relic and try and do a little bit of damage.
I think he's going to pick up the health relic. Actually, no, he's not.
Relic, Half-Hard? There you go.
Now he's grabbing the relic.
Yeah.
But it was, before we saw Soaked go down, it was actually a 2v2 fight with Viper and Soaked against BB Pop and Half-Hearted. BB Pop's Curse of the Sad Mummy actually stopped Kayle from using intervention, so the animation was cancelled, but the ult wasn't popped, so it was still available for usage. And by doing that, Viper wasn't able to block most of BB Pop's damage from, as well as Half-Hearted. But meanwhile, Soaked diving under the point, double kill onto Generic, and a nice bandage would have, if he had landed that, it could have been another easy kill. But Kha'Zix, he's gonna go down, and another kill onto Half-Hearted. He's just getting kills each minute.
Yeah, he has been doing an awesome job so far. He's just like, oh man, yeah, he is at 1 a minute. He just needs to pick up another one before it takes to 19 to keep it up. He's only just now gotten behind in the kills per minute game. And Ro4 is going to go ahead and go back. And that's the power of Urgot top, man. He can just hang back and start contributing that damage. Plus, corrosive charge on the enemy team. The more people he hits, the less damage they're dealing. It's very good. You have LeBlanc responding to Riven. What did you see?
He has a revolver. But while I'm saying that, a nice Curse of the Sad Mummy lands onto 3 people from blue side onto purple side. Viper is taking down really low. Pops the intervention. Not sure if that was the right timing. Ro4 comes in with that paranoia. Kha'Zix and Soak now being the focus. It's going to be a 4 for none right as of now, and there's the kill. Half-Hearted, now a kill a minute. But he needs another one for 19 minutes before he hits 20. But meanwhile...
Generic is really good at killing Rivens. Holy crap. Jeez, don't play Riven against Generic's LeBlanc. That's not going to end well.
It's practically LeBlanc hunting supports on Summoner's Rift right now, with Riven being with Riven in like terms of for Summoner's Rift being the support.
All
Because
right.
LeBlanc wants to hunt for them, but we do see that it is a 4-1 cap, and Purple Team. They did really well, but BB Pop's consistent damage from Amumu is just dealing way too much to their tanky front line.
Ooh, he gets the 19. He is going to end the game at kills equal minutes. Half-hearted Urgot and Generic's LeBlanc doing an excellent job. And Infamous Gaming, just overall, great play for them. Glad to see them back from last week, coming back for this this game that we got to cast here today. I hope they come back more often. These guys are really good. They keep consistently making it to the top 4. Like, that's 2 appearances in a row, I believe, from them. Yeah, that's 2 in a row. So,
Yeah.
like, Infamous, man, it's freaking awesome. Thanks for coming out and playing, guys. It's really nice to see you again.
Infamous is reminding me of when it was back when I think when I first started, we were doing well until we got to like the 3rd round, and then that's when I think who did we lose to that time? It was like the first appearance for Roseflyer. I think it was to we played Pex.
All right, take a look at the
Pex.
post-game lobby. Hey! Man, dude, Jaguar, that's really freaking cool of you, dude. I'm all about that. Thank you. I owe you a game. For anyone that's not familiar with with what it is that I do, if you guys like my commentary, if you guys think what I do is cool, and you want to see me play a game with commentary, if you get me a champ or a skin, I will play a game for you with whatever that gift is with commentary. I'll record it. I'll put it on YouTube. Like, I have a list I've been going through them. I get a few out a week. So, thank you, Jaguar. That's really cool. I'm going to remember to screenshot this one because I forgot on the last couple. So, that's really nice, dude. All right.
Gift you.
I got Yasuo.
Ooh, Yasuo.
New Opinit. Like, man, that's... I'll have to get crazy with that. So, take a look at the post-game lobby here for a second while I go and... screen cap, put that screen cap like into paint. Take a look at the items. You can see them all there. Half-hard with his 19 kills on his Urgot, doing an awesome job. I have no idea what's up with that revolver, just at all whatsoever. Since you pointed that out, Gandair, I just have no idea, dude. Like, why is it there? No, paint shouldn't take up my whole window. What the heck? And then taking over like at the graphs. Half-hard in the front, 39k damage. Pretty nice.
Oh, damn. Nearly broke the 40k mark.
And let's take a look at time spent dead and find out who the graveyard hero for this game was. And then we're going to hop into the next one real quick here. Kayle, just by a couple seconds with the highest time spent dead.
Yeah, 3 seconds away from Artstyle's Volibear.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to throw to commercial real quick. And then me and Gandair will be right back in just a couple of moments.